Okay, I am going to talk about one of the reasons that we chose to take on this project, and that is the cultural relevance of the site and historic. So our site is located along what is now the modern day Cultural Trail in Marquette County, and then also next to a very important garden site. So the Cultural Trail essentially consists of what was 7 village sites for Native American tribes in across Marquette County, all the way from far east Chocolate Township to the city of Marquette. And that trail, right now, I think maybe 5 years ago, the city and the local arts and culture community decided to create a heritage trail to honor that and educate people in conjunction with some of the Native organizations in the area. I saw this report when I was sitting on the City of Marquette Arts and Culture Board. Right around the same time, I actually came across this property and made the connection that there was some, it was right next door. The garden site was right next door to the property we were looking at, and I thought that was pretty unique. So this is a full report that is public. It's titled Identity in Place, Past, Present, and Future, City of Marquette Interpretive Anishinabee Public Art Project. This is, I think was put out in maybe 2019, 2020, so it's a few years old at this point. I'm going to skim through it for the purpose of this video. But again, it is public. I have a copy if anybody's curious. This is a map, an Anishinaabe map that shows relevant areas. All the way here this is modern day Munising, Grand Island here, City of Marquette over here, obviously. And our property is right about where this site is located. And this is the modern day Carp River. But obviously these are all the Anishinaabe names here. So we'll keep scrolling through this. I'm going to skip quite a bit here and hop over to this slide, which shows the modern day garden site, along the Carp River here, and then an old plat map. This one's from May 8th, 1846. So this is what it currently looks like. You can see a parking lot, an outbuilding, not the greatest situation. And as the report notes here, this area was incredibly important to Ojibwe culture, and it now being the site of a prison is quite symbolic. What used to be a source of sustenance for Native tribes in our area is now a source of incarceration, and one of the largest prisons in the state of Michigan currently. And then here is that map again, showing the river going into Lake Superior here. And then as noted here, the proximity of the garden site to the Marquette Branch Prison presents a barrier to the general public from accessing the site. And there are plenty of signs located on the site that warn the public not to enter. So it makes it kind of hard for people to be educated on this. There's a very big lack of awareness. I actually have, and I'll have to dig it up, I have a postcard from the early 1900s that shows kind of the transition from what used to be a native garden site into a more European focused garden site with flowers. There used to actually be a pretty grand garden on the prison that the prisoners kept up to date, and they would garden out in the fields. That no longer exists either. But I do have an old postcard showing that photograph. So you can kind of see the history disappear over time and just kind of get overridden, which is interesting and unfortunate all in one. This is an overview of the current prison site. Here we go. I skipped a little too far here. This is what the prison looks like. The prison was authorized by the state of Michigan in 1885. I think it is the second oldest operating prison in the state of Michigan right now. If I recall correctly, the Jackson prison is older. It was completed in 1889, and you can see it's a pretty unique building. Tons of historical value there, really interesting place all around. This is just kind of what the woods around it looks like. This is an outlook from Marquette Mountain. I don't think you can really see the prison, maybe like over here. We actually have a outlook that is more direct on our property. And then I'll just skip to the last slide here. So this just kind of shows, this is Presque Isle, this is the city of Marquette here, and then this is the area that we're talking about right here, just an old map here. So that's a really quick overview of one of the reasons why we chose to take on this project, to provide access to a unique piece of property that the general public hasn't had access to for decades. It's been private property. And then also to help create awareness and education around the surrounding area, and allow people to learn about the cultural and historic value that's been right in front of them, for the people that have lived here for potentially their whole lives, and for tourists that are just showing up for the first time, something that they can go to and learn about the history of our area. So I'll pause there. If you have questions, let me know. I'm happy to go more in depth on this. There's a lot more to the story. That's just a really simple, high-level overview of the significance of this area.